And a very good morning, Tom Piotrowski over at CommSec. Tom, hello to you. How are our markets looking today?
Pete, we'll kick off with a loss this morning, adding to that 1.8% decline that we saw yesterday. The futures are telling us the ASX 200 will be down by around 1/3% this morning. So that's a reflection of the trend that we saw in the Northern Hemisphere last night. Stocks were lower and interest rates were higher. So one of the features of the session overnight, Pete, was that the US Federal Reserve Chairman, as a part of a panel discussion, offered some comments. And to paraphrase what he said is that presently, given the latest inflation figures that the US has seen, they don't give the Fed enough confidence to be cutting rates. So that's the conclusion that the markets had already drawn last week. It's why you've seen interest rates shoot up and stocks nobbled the way that they have been overnight. They sort of consolidated a little bit. The Dow Jones finished up by around 0.2%. The S&P 500 was down by the same amount, and the Nasdaq down by around 0.1%. But you continue to see that march higher as far as short and long-term interest rates are concerned, and that's what's creating headwinds. European markets, a slightly different story in that the head of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, indicated that absent any mishaps, it's a very likely case that the European Central Bank will be cutting rates in a couple of months' time. That didn't give markets any confidence, though. You had the UK market, the FTSE, down 1.7%, the French market down by about 1%, and the German DAX was down 1.3%. Today, some of the highlights include production reports from mining stocks, including Rio Tinto. We've got an inflation outcome in New Zealand today, Pete, which will be looked at pretty carefully, just in terms of what's happening with that broader inflationary narrative around the place. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. The Aussie dollar's lost a fair bit of ground overnight. It's trading back to around 64 US cents, having been closer to 64.4 yesterday afternoon. That's a reflection of the surging US dollar, which has rallied for most of the last week. It's up by about 2% in that time.
All right, Tom, thank you.